And joining me now to talk more about last night's surprising House vote is Democratic Congressman Paul Tonko. Congressman, thanks for your time. It's good to see you.
My pleasure, Liz. It's good to join you and your viewers.
So what happened last night? It's been cast as a rebuke to the Speaker, to John Boehner, and really you had 48 Republicans joining with Democrats. Were you surprised? Because it seemed to catch Boehner by surprise.
Well, you know, there was a lot of concern that I had expressed to my colleagues about the falling short that this bill portrayed in terms of the response to New York State and its need for FEMA and USDA assistance, the farms, the businesses, the residents. And I knew that there were many concerns on our side, and I believe that on the other side of the fence there were those who may have seen it as too much spending, while we were concerned about not enough investment in recovery from these devastating storms. They were seeing it as too much. So that combination was a lethal weapon.
Congressman, it seems like we're refighting the debt ceiling debate, which is someplace that I think that none of us really want to go. I can't imagine you do. So how are we going to get out of this? Now we're talking about possibility again?
Well, I would hope not. I mean, there's no time here for gamesmanship. There are people who need assistance. They need it as soon as yesterday. And, you know, when I've toured over and over again in the 21st Congressional District, I see farmlands that need to be restored. We need to clean debris. We need to make certain that the watersheds are redeveloped, that homes are made inhabitable again, that businesses can open their doors again so that revenues can flow. There's no time here. There's precious little time to waste, and to go about looking for offsets at a time when we had always traditionally offered emergency assistance when it was needed now is not the time to change that behavior.
You know, in this case, actually, we saw, unlike with the debt ceiling, we saw every single member of New York's Republican part of the delegation, at least, voting along, I believe, voting along the same lines, right, sticking with the party leadership. However, I believe that's how it went. I was surprised to see that Carolyn McCarthy, the Democrat, broke with the party. Do you have any idea why she did that?
I do not. I heard this morning that she had you know, looked at her vote, and I don't know if it was a change vote, but I don't know her rationale. All I do know is that we needed to do far better for New York. There is no way we will get nearly the amount of dollars required. As you know, the President recommended $5.1 billion. This bill falls far short at $3.6 billion, and again, did nothing for farmers. So we had to improve it, vastly improve it, in order for it to be acceptable to many of us.
So what can you tell us in terms of making movement here, because Congress is scheduled to go on break next week, I believe. You've got a September 30th deadline for the entire federal government refinancing. Not just, I know that the sticking point at this point is about FEMA aid, but we're talking about something that's sizable than that.
Yes, I know that the Republican majority has been in conference for quite some time this afternoon, and I think they're trying to work through the struggle where there are those who are obviously suggesting that there's legitimacy to our request, I would imagine, and there are others who absolutely refuse to invest in government programs. And when people are down and out, when they've lost their homes to the ravages of the hurricane and the tropical storm, now's not the time to deny programs or adjust how we pay for those programs. They have always been straightforward assistance. And so what we're doing on our side, in fact, I introduced a measure that quantifies the exact need for our farmers. We have put together a $151 million request for our conservation program under the United States Department of Agriculture, and a $187.5 million request for our water preservation program. These are very critical. We have some of the richest soils in the Northeast, in the Schoharie Valley of the 21st Congressional District. Those soils have to be restored. The farming element has got to come back. It's a major part of industry in upstate New York.
Congressman, today we